In order to achieve great things with little money, the owner of the Kistan bought an accident car for renovation. I thought that after the comprehensive renovation by the repair shop, it turned into a new car with a new look. No matter how shabby it is now, after the repair shop's next operation, the gears of its destiny will start to turn again. Since this truck suffered a serious impact and the chassis beam was deformed, the first thing to do was to use a crane to separate the chassis so that the repair shop could completely correct and repair it. Although this truck has been around for 10 years, fortunately, the beam was not completely rusted, but because the deformed steel plate could no longer bear the weight, the beam was disassembled and reinforced as soon as possible. They also directly used the Yangyi ring to cut it off to save the time for the renovation and repair of the chassis beam. After the cross beam was loosened with a hammer, the cracking and delamination could be seen intuitively. Obviously, the beam was no longer usable at this time. If you want to renovate the beam, the fixed anchor nails must be carefully cleaned. Only in this way can the beam steel plate be completely separated. Considering that the cost of using a new steel plate is too high, the repair factory used a layer of dismantled car parts to wrap it. Although this will increase the weight of the chassis, the overall strength can be qualitatively improved. Considering that the hole positions of the dismantled car steel plates are inconsistent, the surface of the added steel plate needs to be re-drilled. The chassis parts cannot be installed to the original factory position. The master skillfully uses the lever circle to drill holes. The holes on the plate are also processed very quickly. They can only be completely consistent with the original factory holes. The hole diameter has not changed at all. Then use an angle grinder to remove rust. Because the superimposed steel plates need to be welded and reinforced, the remaining welding bar needs to be repeatedly polished. The welding bar will not affect the use of the beam. This is the rigor of the Pakistani master. The degree of observation is also very important. Then you can start the assembly of the chassis. To fix the interval between the two beams, the master first needs to lock the head beam with bolts. When it is confirmed that the beam will not shift, the negative beam can be directly pushed into the beam. Then through the increased compression, the matching of the positions will become very simple. Although all the beams have not been reinforced, as long as the thickness of the beam is sufficient, it will not affect the load-bearing capacity of the chassis. As the chassis gradually takes shape, the original balance shaft can be installed. For such parts that need to be disassembled and maintained, large bolts are used to lock and fix them. The stronger anchor nails only appear on the beam structure. Since most of the original plate yellow steel plates have cracked and damaged and have no support, the repair factory also replaced the plate yellow. Each steel plate is carefully selected from the dismantled car parts. It is affordable and durable, cost-effective. After the chassis parts are reassembled, the front and rear axles of the original car need to be assembled with the help of their high-end truck crane. The front and rear axles can be firmly fixed on the leaf springs. Considering that the corrected beam is not only easy to rust, but also has many uneven pits on the surface of the beam needs to be scraped and coated with a certain amount of tweezers to level the surface of the steel plate. After the surface is transparent, a layer of rust inhibitor is directly sprayed on it, which can solve the problem of rust in the future. It can make the chassis look more like a new one. Then the original cockpit is no longer worth repairing, so the owner directly purchased the assembly and connected and fixed all the wires. Then the repair of the accident truck was completed. What do you think of the master's skills?